This is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband.
International.
Hermèscapades. So today we are here on the roof of our Airbnb in the afternoon enjoying the skyline of Roma. Oh man, is it so beautiful up here. But it also means we get a chance to talk about the bag candy. And I know we're always like, oh, we got lots of bag candy. This is the bag candy video for Florence and for Rome, because we've finished all of our boutique visits and we get to kind of break down the game field and talk about which bags we liked the most, which bags we saw, and which ones we thought are maybe like the top tier kind of bags overall, and which one we wish we could have actually gotten. Now, before we get to all the bag candy, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, and if you like the bag candy, this is literally the bag candy video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help the channel grow, and of course, we are so thankful for that.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille. But also because it means you get notifications when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the stuff we have on the socials at Handbag Husband. We have new Hermes content coming out every single week. And also, we're going to start doing some of the answers to your comments and questions on Instagram and on the shorts, because it's way better than just giving it a heart and a thumbs up. All right, now, let's get down to some of that bag candy. All right, so let's start in Florence, where we saw a bag that I am secretly, maybe not so secretly in love with. There's no secretly in love, sorry. I just love the way it's designed. I love the color scheme to it, which was a Birkin Colormatic. And you can see, I think that's what it's called, right? Colormatic?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and you can see it's kind of in that tan different colors, like various versions of tans, and almost like a rust in there with a gold hardware.
It's base white.
Well,
The bag is white.
Yeah, it's got the
I actually like the reverse. I actually like the brown with the white patch.
Yeah.
I think I like that one better
Yeah.
than the white and the gold patch.
Ooh, I guess I never thought about them side by side. I like them both.
Sure.
Definitely, for sure. But this is only the second one we've seen in real life, because we saw the other one in Sev, in the actual glass case. This one was in the case, but inside the store. And I just love the way it looks, right? And again, we see a lot of Birkins at this point. We're seeing a lot of Birkins at this point. So I always love to see sort of the odd Desord, Colormatic, what's the other one?
Doll.
Yeah, the doll.
The Kelly doll,
like
yeah.
some funky doll ones. I love to see these kind of interesting versions, special order versions of them, or special limited edition versions of them. And this one, I think, is a perfect mixture of being kind of outside the normal range of the bags and the colors, but also not so crazy that, you know, like a doll where it's cool and I like it, but I mean...
Probably not going to use it.
Yeah, neither of us would really use it. I don't know, what do you think about this one?
Like I said, like I like it, but again, for it being white,
You'd flip
or
the
like,
colors around.
yeah, I would flip the color around. Yeah.
So that's the first one that comes to mind when I think about Florence, because when we walked in, that was the first thing that like drew my attention right there. Was,
Obviously,
oh.
yeah, yeah.
Now, next up was one that was actually a latecomer, and again, I think this is
Because it was empty. We were like,
it was empty. It was an empty
There
spot.
was like two spots that were empty. Yeah.
And I think it's a valuable lesson for all the Hermèscapaders out there, in the sense that when you go to a boutique, they get shipments usually in the morning, you know, and those things take a little while to process and get put on the floor. And this is a perfect example of that, right? If we had, right when we walked in, if we had just looked at all the bags and they'd be like, oh, they don't have what we want, and then bailed,
You know
we
what?
would have missed this one.
You know what it reminds me? You know when you go to the zoo and the enclosure is empty?
Yeah.
You're like, where is the animal?
Yeah.
It's actually, I was staring like, what is this? Why there's a stand? And
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they put the Constance in the blue stand, and I was like, this is empty. I actually went and like kind of like peeked very closely,
Yeah.
like when I would have done at the zoo.
Yeah.
Like, where is the animal? It's basically it was empty.
But what we're waiting for the okay.
I know that was random,
It's
but it just
random.
remind me because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be there, but
Yeah.
it's nothing's there
Yeah.
at the zoo. Yes.
Yeah, they're like Tasmanian devil, and you're like, I don't see anything in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, but yeah, so the lady had actually brought it out. One of the SAs was bringing it out, and I only noticed it because I had just taken another lap around the store while we're waiting for our SA to kind of do whatever they do when they get fired up for us. But
Fix the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, fix the Wi-Fi. So I saw it coming out. I was like, ooh, like so. So this one is a Birkin 30 in crocodile in like a brown, maybe it's a maroon, or how do you? It's a brown.
I don't know. It's just brown
with gold hardware.
No. It's palladium. I'm pretty sure it was palladium.
Oh yes, that's right. It was palladium hardware.
Because I was like, oh.
And it was matte though. The thing that I noticed
Yes,
was
the matte was
and
super
because
pretty.
you and I are on this matte thing right now because
we don't have any, and
lots
like
of like high gloss
whatever,
ones. Check out
yes.
our Hong Kong unboxing. So we saw it and I was like, oh dude, in the brown, the crocodile looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I feel like we've seen this one at FSH. Out on the display. Was it this one?
It was, no, that one was like a biscuit. Or like a chai or something.
Sure.
Yeah, this one's like brown.
Yeah,
like
brown.
Right, yeah. So I saw it and I was like, I gotta look at this one because it's so beautiful. I mean, do we need more exotic?
We don't have a matte. We don't have a matte
one.
exotic, yeah.
But yeah, this one, I mean, it only reaffirms, I love all the bags in brown anyways, especially the crocodiles and the exotics in brown. The ostrich in brown looked great, right?
Oh
It
yeah, that
was
one
so
is pretty. Yeah, that one's pretty.
Yeah. So we saw this one and I just had to mention because, I don't know. I mean, I like the Colormatic because of the uniqueness of it. I like
This one feels very like otami.
I like like you're a professional pool shooter in the South. No, I like this one because of its intrinsic traits, right? It's not that creative, but it's just so beautiful, just intrinsically. All right, next up, switching to another on the other side of the Holy Trinity. You know, there's Kelly Birkins. We also saw a Constance in ostrich. It's the largest one. I think it's the 24 size.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. At first, I didn't know that it was ostrich.
Oh, because it's hard to see
so
with
white.
the lighting. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't see the bumpy like ostrich. Yeah.
But the white with the gold hardware is almost just as attractive as the black with the gold hardware, right? Like,
True.
There's just such a charm to white and gold.
But
it
it just
feels
almost
so clean.
deterred me of using it or like wanting. It's
Yeah,
nice to look at, but like practicality, it's just like.
And I actually really like the Constance. I know everyone likes the Constance in the smaller version, and Hermes is making tons of like pocket-sized
Do you think that
Constances.
24 will be unisex?
I think so. I think they actually make a bigger one. I swear I have seen
Maybe
in
like
street
back in the day,
scenes of
back in
people
the day.
wearing bigger ones. I just never seen it in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could get a Constance Voyage kind of size, not Voyage, no,
Dude,
maybe not
no,
Voyage,
dude,
no.
no.
But if you get a Constance the size of a Kelly Depeche, I'm in, right?
I mean.
The big Kelly, like a Kelly Depeche, like I have.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the large Constance is 24. Kelly Sac Depeche is 36.
Yeah, so if you get a Constance 36, I think I'd be in for sure. Yeah. And it's just so cool. I mean, it's got so much real estate. Realistically, if you made it that big, it would just be so. It looked like a big pillow, really.
A cushion, like for your back.
Yeah, very cushiony bag. So I thought I mentioned this one because I know a lot of folks like Constance, and I don't know. I go back and forth. There's some Constances that I really, really like.
Some combos are really nice. Some
And then combos like meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Yeah,
True.
But this one is definitely interesting and piqued my interest and great to look at. I mean, even if we're not really after that, super cool to appreciate and look at. The next up is one that got my radar going, right? Because I have been on, we, us, in the royal sense, have been on the prowl for a Jige. Jige. So it's a pochette, and in fact, this one we had seen, which is in swift and in gold color. In fact,
that was like the first one. Oh, we want this. We want this color.
Yes, we wanted this because last time we were in Florence, I saw a gentleman, a fellow handbag husband, there, give the secret handshake. He had one with him on his visit with his wife, and I was like, oh, you know what? It does look perfectly fine as a unisex bag. So the gold is nice. Jige is so beautiful. Swift leather. I love Swift leather. In place of Butler or Box, if you can't get those, Swift is a nice alternative in my head. And I love the fact that it is leather on leather, right? I love the history around it being, a gift at a wedding to symbolize unionship, and that kind of makes sense when it's like skin on skin. I don't know, it all kind of makes sense. I just love the
I
design.
think it's
beautiful.
not skin on skin. It's intertwined.
Ooh, like you
The
and
flat.
me.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
But yes, I think it's such a great one. And in fact, this one, we got offered a different Jige, a black on black, like a Batman Jige.
I
we were to
love
call
it. I
And
love it.
I like
yeah.
it better. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could be used.
Like when
can
I
be
feel like I'm
everywhere.
in like a badass
Yeah,
mode, like
yeah,
all black.
yeah.
Like today it's like gloomy.
Yeah.
It's like yay. Yeah, I think.
Like Gru.
Yes,
from
if
Despicable
grew.
Me.
Yes,
Yeah.
if grew.
He's like, take over the world.
Yeah, I think this bag will fit grew.
But gold is also great. But I actually really think that when it came down to the choice between the two, had we had a choice between the two, the gold is more limited in its usage than the black on black.
I think
Yeah.
so. So yeah, I really like the black on
Yeah.
black. Or just I guess I wouldn't call it black on black. It's just all black.
It's just all black.
It's just black. Yeah,
All black. So that was another one that we saw. And
really like it.
and again, we've had lots of Jige magic on
This trip,
Yeah,
yeah.
because LAX got offered. We see this one in
This trip is a
in
little bit
Florence.
odd. It's almost like you get offered double everything,
yeah.
right?
I don't know if it's they have extra or our priorities as far as Hermes items are all falling in line with
Oh,
the
we
general
have like
milieu.
we
yeah.
have the what's it called, the receptors of like, okay, this bag, and they keep flashing. This
Yeah.
is the bag. This is the bag.
Or maybe they're watching our videos. All your Hermes stories.
You're right.
Hermèscapades.
All right, next up is one that we recently actually got in Hong Kong. Not our non-quota bag that we got in Hong Kong. Check out that video, the non-quota bags and stuff we picked up in Hong Kong, which is in such an interesting color because it reminds me of that like 90s video game of Kirby where you like eat stuff and like boop, boop, boop on Super Nintendo. It's like or even if you're here in Italy, they make these little like soft marshmallows.
Oh, we
Charmellos.
love
Oh,
those.
they're so good, and you can't find them in the US. And even if you do, they don't taste the same.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
It's way better.
So it is a Lindy in the largest size, I think, right?
I think it's 26. Yeah.
26, and it's in this like mauve, light mauve, I think it's called. Mauve pale, with palladium hardware.
But
So-
but just FYI, we are guessing all this color, like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're pretty
Yeah,
bad
in
at
fact,
it.
if
So
you know what it is,
guys probably
if you know
better.
what size or what color it is, put it
Yeah.
down. I'm not gonna get offended. We've had someone update a couple a couple of different things on there. Totally fine, right?
Like we just
Yeah.
basically like
We're
just
guessing.
yeah, like just
Yeah.
love looking at
Yeah.
like pretty bags
Yeah,
and
yeah.
guessing. Yeah.
We're using some Google food to see what it works. It doesn't always work out. But this one I thought was interesting because one, as we got the Lindy, I started looking more into it and seeing where it falls in the general kind of classification. And it's interesting to think that a lot of folks consider it at the very, very top tier.
But I feel
of the
like that
non-quota
one is
bag.
the mini Lindy. It's a top tier.
Yeah, because I know while we were in Asia, we saw tons of Lindys. Lindys
Oh, yeah,
all over the
everywhere.
place. And they were all mainly the minis, but we saw a couple larger ones as well, which maybe is why it was easier for us to get them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really like it. I like the bag. I like the shape. I like the kind of quirky inward folding duffel baggy feel to it.
Sure.
And also in the Clements leather or Togo leather perhaps. Looks real good. So thought that would include that one there. Nicely. All right, next up is in the Constance family again, but they've tweaked it a little bit. In fact, they have made it longer, and in fact, they have elongated it. Bag buns. I'm so proud of myself for that one. But it is the Constance Elan, again in the mauve pale with palladium hardware and Epsom leather. And again, I think
This one is just okay for me. The combo.
I think it's interesting to see, right?
Sure,
I'm not a
sure.
huge fan of it. I like the boxiness as a boxy person
Yeah,
myself. I like
yeah.
the boxiness of the Constance bag.
I guess it make it more. You think that when they elongate for a constant, do you think is make it more feminine or masculine?
Well, I mean, in mauve pale.
No, I'm talking.
It'd be tough. Oh, it's more masculine. I don't think so. I think that what is happening is, really honestly, I think they're trying to scoop in on some of the other brands' bags that happen to be elongated.
Yeah.
So I think I think they're trying to compete with other kind of elongated bags that are out there.
Yeah, I can see that.
And kind of put their Hermes, have at least Hermes hat in that
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting to see, and again, this seems to be the trend in Hermes overall right now, is to elongate kind of lots of things. And Constance, I think, works well for it because it is a square in the sense that all rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles, right? So they're making the squares rectangles, I guess. But if you wanted like a Bolide Elan, Bolide Elan, that's when things start to get real messy. But you also see it with the is a Kelly Elan, right?
Yes, that's really nice.
And also, you know, some of the Kelly pochette cuts that are sort of Elan-y looking things because they're kind of long and short, which are awesome and beautiful. And hopefully I can get it. If Hermes is watching, let me put that down for me on our next trip. But yeah, Constance Elan was cool to see, and I'd love to see what you all have to say about it because it is relatively new and is something that you would consider over the normal Constance. Last up to
Florence. This from the
Florence,
right?
And last up from Florence to, you know, play to the strengths of Hermes. I mean, they always got these floating around, and they're always cool to see. And it's in a color that seems very unique, which is going to be a mini Kelly. So I think it's like a Kelly 20, maybe, in Epsom, and the color is Orange Field. That's our guess. Orange Field.
It's either Orange Field or
Texas. Rose,
Texas.
Texas, yeah. I like Rose, Texas because American, but you know, I think Orange Field, it seemed to look more like it when we were comparing it out. Let us know what you think. With palladium hardware in Epsom. So, you know, I mean, minis are cool because they're mini. I feel like if you had a mini, you could put it inside your Birkin 35.
Back on back.
You could have a bag inside of a bag. But they're definitely not for us, but I threw it up there because I know a lot of folks liking them, and I think the color is really interesting.
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah, and I prefer this version of orange over the Hermes orange. I know, crucify me. The Hermes orange, not mine, but the kind of Reddit orangeness, more palatable for me. All right, so that was Florence, and let's move on to Rome. And honestly, Rome was less bag candy-rific than I had anticipated.
I thought it would be like Milan-ish.
Yeah,
you know?
I thought it would be very Milan-esque, and maybe they have lots of stuff in their storage, but they didn't have a lot of stuff on the floor. But what they did have was pretty interesting. Because the first one that they had was a Birkin in Swift, and I think it was size 25.
Yeah, I think it's 25, yeah.
With palladium hardware, and the color was...
We don't know.
It's pink. It's like very bubblegum pink, like Big League Chew pink. And I think,
love those bubblegums.
Yeah, they're so good. Like for the first 27 seconds. Yeah, they're so good. I think the reason why this one really caught my eye is because you don't see a ton of these in Swift, right?
And we were like, what do you think about this, you know? And we were kind of like...
Yeah, I don't even know how I guess, how do you feel about it?
I don't know.
I don't even know how I feel about it.
I actually don't know. That one's like TBD, like of if I ever want a Birkin in Swift. I'm actually not sure about that one, yeah.
Because I think you'd have to come down to one of these smaller sizes, obviously, right? If you wanted a Swift, but they don't make the large Birkins in Swift, do they?
I don't see why not.
I've never seen one. Have you seen one?
We probably never pay attention to it.
Yeah. But either way, I thought it was really cool. I like the pink color. It feels very kind of fun and like youthful. And I think what really...
It's too pink for me.
It's very, very pink. You may be able to like maybe break up some of the pink with a nice twilly or something like that and a charm, right?
Yeah.
Which you're not really a charm or a twilly lover. You like the charms, you just don't put them on your bag. But yeah, I think that's why we included it here because for us it seemed very rare to see in person one that is in Swift.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It brings a very unique dynamic to it. One that you know you don't normally see when it's in Epsom or in Clements or when it's in Togo or something like that. So sometimes there's those little things that get us excited, and yeah, I thought we'd share that one with you as well. Sketchy elevator, sketchy elevator. Are we gonna make it to the top, or is it gonna stop? Sketchy elevator. Now, the next one is one that we got super excited about because, well, one, because it's super rare. I think while we were going through Asia, we always wanted to see it if it was available with something in lizard. And this one is a Constance, what we're guessing is an 18, right?
The mini,
the mini size, which makes sense because it is in beautiful lizard, right? And I know that it's very, very hard while we're traveling through Asia. And when we were here, really, we're often asked just to see it because, unfortunately, it is verboten in California, so we can't have it. It is a forbidden one from us, but we still love to see it. And every time we see it in the lizard, it's just such a beautiful texture, and just it's so small and so uniform, just amazing. And this one is in green, which of course I think we found that you all have some exceptions for.
Yes, I do have some exceptions.
Yes, and interesting enough, it had also the brushed palladium hardware, which I think is something that tends to be a little special. It's not something that's, you don't see that often.
Are you sure it's a brush?
It looks like it. I mean, I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments, right? But when I look at it, it looks a little more brushed and not like the shiny kind of plate. It could also be the plastic on it. It could be the lighting. It could be the jet lag. I don't know. But whatever it is, the true fact about it is that the Constance in the lizard, it looks just right. This one looks just right. And it's so beautiful, so we thought we'd share that one with you as well. Next up is another one that, again, I think we've become more familiar with, and it's kind of come more on our radar, usually in the more mobile versions of it with the wheels. But this one is a mini Bolide. Bolide. And it's in crocodile, and it is also in like a dark.
I think it's alligator because it's mini. Yeah.
Sorry, crocodiles. Sorry, alligators. It's in like a dark green, which also looks okay. I think it looks okay in this case. And I mean, the problem with these ones is, not the problem with it is, but the mini bags.
It's a bag for my hamster.
Yes. And they're also just slightly bigger than the charm version of their bags.
Yes,
so, I don't know, it's just so small. You'd be like, here's my little mini bag, right? And it would be very easy if you had like a wiener dog to carry it around or something like that.
Sure.
You could easily carry it around.
This is my bag for my wiener dog, yes.
So I thought it was cool, and anytime you see anything in alligator, which also is relatively rare, you see a lot of crocodile, but the alligator and the lizard is a little rare.
And this one also matte, right?
This one is also matte. Yeah, it's also matte. So, and with the palladium hardware, or like the zipper and stuff is palladium. So I thought that was super duper cool.
I think that's pretty, yeah.
And like I said, Rome didn't have a huge assortment of amazing bags. They had some normal like quota bags, and I'll put up like the wall, and you'll see a lot of green, a sea of green.
Green and pink.
Green and pink. Some of like, Picatins and Lindy loops and those kinds of, and the move bag as well, which is new and kind of interesting. And like I think they brought that one back, right? They Lazarus that one.
Banana bump belt.
The banana
bump belt bag, something, I don't know. There's lots of B in there.
So I like that one too. But the one thing that Rome did have is these kind of, literally exotic, unique bags. And to top that off, to stick with the exotic, kind of strange and green bags, is a real exotic green bag, which is a Birkin. I think it's a 25 or maybe a 30.
No, it's 30 because it's bigger than the bubblegum one.
Yeah, but it's with the touch. And I know you and I have had kind of a disagreement about touch in general, just in the philosophy in general.
The handles looks like bamboo.
Yeah.
Look exactly like bamboo.
Yeah, or like praying mantis.
Yeah.
But it is touched on top with green crocodile, and then on the bottom I believe it's Togo.
Normal Togo.
Yeah, and also palladium. So I like the format. I don't like the color.
Sure.
Right? The green, whatever. But when you see it in a blue, you see it in a black. If you see it in mixed colors, or even if you see the top in
one color
crocodile and then the bottom in toile or whatever, or in some of the fabric ones, the canvas ones.
Yeah.
I'm down. So down for those ones. But again, it's interesting to see. It's always interesting to see. And anytime I can get a variation of a bag that I like, even if it's not a variation that I like it. I like that one. So I think that's the last like kind of real ooh and all bag that we saw.
But yeah, Rome was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
It was okay. And like, especially it's lots of green. I'm like, lots of green.
They went hardcore green. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe it's just the year, the season, or whatever. They do it, and just it's not always going to roll the dice the way you want it to roll. So. So that is the bag candy. I mean, this is the literal bag candy video from our Florence and Rome boutique visits. And of course, I'd love to hear what you all think.
And do you guys think that Milan and Venice better, or Florence and Rome better?
Yeah, do you think Florence and Rome is better, or Milan and Venice? Because Milan is strong, but Venice is not as strong.
Not bad.
Yeah, Florence is also strong, and Rome is not as strong. I guess
Yeah.
I don't even know how.
Milan will basically carry all the four stores. Milan carry for the store. Yeah,
for sure. But you know, I'd love to see what you all think about all the bags we saw here in Florence and Rome. Which ones you like, which ones you don't like, and you know, what would you change about them? Change the color, or if you've had them, even better. If you've had them, what do you think of them? And does it kind of live up to the hype that when you see them in person, when you actually own them? So with that, if you like these videos, of course, if you like the Hermes conversation, if you like the Hermes milieu, if you like the Hermèscapades, and you like the bag candy, come on. We got some, this is the bag candy video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille. But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our newest short videos come out, and all the stuff we have on the socials at Handbag Husband on YouTube as well as Instagram. And also we're going to be adding all the comments. So the comments you put down in the comment section, we're going to start responding to in some of our Instagrams and our shorts, because it's way better than just the heart and the thumbs up. So check those out as well. Now, from the beautiful city of Roma at sunset, about to go get some delicious pasta.